Shabbat Tov, Rabotai. It is Aleph Tevet and Chanukah and Rosh Chodesh, and we are continuing in the Mishnah Yomi in the 12th parak of Shabbat, wrapping up our limud about ketiva, about writing on Shabbat, and then, God willing, starting the 13th parak about ariga, weaving. So, parak Yud Beis, Mishnah Vav, Mishnah number 6, Hakotev Shtei Otiot, someone writes two letters, Bishtei Halamot, in two periods of unawareness. Halam being like ne'elam, like hidden, like it's hidden from him. He's not aware that it's Shabbos, or he's not aware mentally that what he's doing is forbidden. But in this case, achat shacharit, one letter he wrote in the morning, achat ben arbayim, and one letter he wrote in the afternoon. Rabban Gamliel mechayev. Rabban Gamliel says he's chayev for the act of writing, even though there was such a long time interval in between his two letters. Chamim potrim. The other sages say he's potter. So what's going on to explain what Rabban Gamliel says, the Bartner quotes the Gemara, he holds ein yadia lachatzi shir. There's no becoming aware after a partial malacha. So to wit, what he means is his act of writing one letter was not significant halachically. So even if he became aware in the middle, around noontime, between the morning and the afternoon, he says, oops, I did something, but the something he did was not halakhically significant, so it doesn't count as a yediyah, as a realization that there's a problem here to divide the two acts that took place at two different times, so they're still considered one long act, and he could be chayiv. And the sages say he's potter. Why? Because with such a long span of time between the morning and the afternoon, it must be that he became aware in the middle that it was Shabbos, or this was a problem, this was Usr. So they hold that the idea, the realization, between the two half of a shir, divides them, and they're not considered the same act, and he is pater for bringing a carbon. Obviously, you should not be trying to write one letter at a time, and then a person shouldn't be trying to do this lechatchila. This is just in the case it did happen, he would be pater. Great. On to Parak Yud Gimel, Parak 13. Rabbi Eliezer Omer. Rabbi Eliezer says, Orig shlosha chutin. Somebody weaves 3 threads, batchila, at the beginning of making a garment or making some sort of fabric. Ve'echad orig, or he adds one more onto something that's already being woven, that's already begun. Chayev. He's chayev for the malacha of ariga, of weaving. The Chachamim Omrim, but the other sages say, Bein B'tchila, whether it's at the beginning, as in he's starting the garment, Bein B'sof, or it's already existing. B'sof here doesn't dafka mean the very end, the very last stitch, or the very last weaving that to finish it. That would be Makeh B'Potash anyway. So we're talking about just he's adding on. That's what I mean B'sof here. Shiro Shnei Chutin. It's always 2 threads. So what I mean 2 threads is he's kind of going, the in and out or up and down act of weaving in one direction, and then he does a 180 reverses and goes the other direction. That is considered, like we had writing 2 letters, was considered significant. Here, going, to the left and then turning around, going to the right to make that act of weaving twice. That's considered significant by ariga, by weaving. Shkoyach Rabosai, Shabbat Tov, Gutavach, Chanukah Sameach, and Chodesh Tov.